Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on live stream music. Thank you for stopping by. Well, coming again today, you're very, very welcome. I trust you enjoyed my last video on Jessie J. She had that song Price Tag. And in that video, we looked at what is valuable in this world. So I trust you found that one encouraging. We're going from there to today, an instantly recognisable international icon. Singing, dancing, acting, this girl has done it all. Her story started in 1969 in the Bronx in New York, but she was born of Puerto Rican parents, and this would very much inform her career as she grew up. The parents actually met in New York, so that's pretty cool. She was a middle child, and there wasn't a lot of money growing up, and so the three children shared a bedroom. But when she went to college, she actually got on the national track and field team. She was also pretty good at gymnastics, softball, and musicals. But because of the Puerto Rican heritage, it wasn't long before Jennifer Lopez, who we're talking about today, would fall in love with music herself. In fact, she was influenced by such musicals as West Side Story. She started a working career in a law firm, but that didn't really take at all. So she enrolled in the Phil Black's dance studio. And around 1989, at the age of 20, she actually toured with a musical review show called The Golden Musicals, and including a 5-month tour in Europe. But out of all of the chorus that were in that particular show, of course, Jennifer was part of the chorus. She was the only one not to get a solo bit. So instead of feeling a bit downhearted and a bit forgotten about that, she thought, well, actually, I'm going to be more committed than ever. So she would work in magic around a few places, and she would start to become part of some music videos, particularly in dancing. And it was in 1991 that she actually became part of a television show, Living Colour. This was a bit of a comedy. And because of that, Janet Jackson took notice and said, hey, you know what? There's just something about you I like. Can you be in one of my music videos? And so she said she was in That's the Way Love Goes. Janet Jackson said, hey, you know what? Can you please be one of my backup dancers? But Jennifer said, no, you know what? I've been told that actually acting might be a bit of a thing for me, so I might pursue that instead. Which started in 1994 with a TV show, South Central, Second Chances, and Hotel Malibu. In 1995, she starred in My Familiar, and at that point she was starting to get quite well known on the television screen. She would start to become part of some movies, including Money Train in 1995, which she starred in. She also starred alongside Robin Williams in 1996 with the movie Jack. We've got a movie clip of this one below. Jennifer Lopez is a teacher. Robin Williams is a 10-year-old stuck in a 40-year-old body. So there's a lot of interesting things to be taken out of this movie. Jennifer was sort of heralded as a bit of an incredible character that she took on in that particular movie. But in 1997, her world changed when she starred in Selena. Selena was about a musical star from Latin America. This was an absolute massive box office hit and won Jennifer critical acclaim. It's got a movie clip of that one below. In 1998, she was actually a deputy sheriff in Out of Sight with George Clooney, and she was also... critics sort of loved her performance of that one. But Benny Medina came along and said, hey, you know what? I reckon what about your music? Are you wanting to sing a little bit more? And Jennifer was thinking, well, maybe. And so a few demo tapes just got started being sent around to a few different labels. And because of her, I suppose, at stardom at this point, there became a bidding war to sign Jennifer Lopez. Sony ended up winning, but Capitol Records and EMI Latin absolutely had a bit of a go of getting her to sign with them. Out in 1999, out came the album On the 6th. Now this album was absolutely massive for Jennifer Lopez. If the world did not know Jennifer Lopez by now, they well and truly did by this point. If you had My Love, we got the official clip of that one below. This song being her debut single, got to #1 in the US and stayed on the Billboard Top 100 for 5 weeks. Then we get to probably her signature tune, Let's Get Loud. And she would perform this one at the 1999 FIFA Women's World Cup. This particular song has actually had 1 billion views and streams worldwide. It is a signature tune. We've got a live version of Jennifer singing that one below. In the 2000 Grammy Awards, Jennifer Lopez, as we know, pretty good looking girl. She became a worldwide internet attention with her plunging green dress that she wore that night. Everyone kind of went, wow, okay, so there we go. Now I'll leave you to look that one up, but she did create a bit of a stir with that dress. In 2001, 2 things were happening. First of all, she released another album, Jolo. This album got to #1, and she was also in the movie The Wedding Planner with Matthew McConaughey. Interesting story of having a relationship and the girl ending up being the wedding planner for the guy, and so there's a lot you can sort of do with that story. So this is the #1 movie hit for Jennifer Lopez, and she had a #1 album with Jolo as well. So I've got a couple of clips below. I've got the dancing sequence from The Wedding Planner. There's just a lot of tension in there in that particular clip. We've also got the official clip of Love Doesn't Cost a Thing off the album Jolo. Now, Love Doesn't Cost a Thing. Now, obviously, you look at this clip, you think, well, Jennifer Lopez is surrounded by money. She's actually surrounded by all of the trimmings of life. Look at the house, look at the dress she's wearing, look at the car she's driving, all of that. What does she know about going without? Well, one of the things that this song talks about is the fact that, hey, you know what? I don't actually need that with love. There's nothing better than I just want to hang around in my pajamas and just sort of slats with my guy, just having a good time with him, as opposed to him having to buy everything. In fact, at the end, at the beginning of the clip, she's on the phone and she's actually listening to an apology from a guy who's just bought her this beautiful bracelet. And she said, oh, another bracelet. I don't need any more bracelets. I would much prefer to have you. And I think one of the things we can take out of this particular song is that time is the currency of relationships. Spending time with each other, having those conversations with each other, having those intimate moments with each other, having the cuddles, just sitting on the couch with each other, watching whatever. Time is the currency of relationships. The more time we spend with each other, the more valuable we see the relationship and the more value we're going to place on it. If you're feeling distant from your girl or your guy, how much time are you spending with them? Now, I know at times, we do be apart. There might be business trips and stuff like that. But you know what? You've got to make up for it when you come home. Love doesn't cost a thing, but in other ways, it costs you everything, because you've got this person in your life who's trusting you, who's relying on you, who wants to be loved by you as you want to be loved by them. We don't need money to do these things. Well, that's not strictly true. Obviously, we got to go out and enjoy life a little bit. That does cost money, but it's not the spending of the money that makes the difference. It's the spending of the time. So time is the currency of relationships, and I think Jennifer Lopez is right on the money here when she talks about the fact that, hey, I just want your time. So I trust you find that one encouraging. Jennifer Lopez would introduce a clothing line around that time, and I've got a few other clips going forward. 2015, the American Music Awards, we've got a bit of a live medley of her on stage. Pretty amazing production here. In 2020, she headlined at the halftime show at Super Bowl. We got, I suppose, the performance of that one. If you made it on Super Bowl, you know you've made it. And in 2021, she performed at Joe Biden's inauguration, so I got a live version of that one before. An incredible honour to be able to perform at a President of the United States inauguration, so that clip's there for you as well. Between 1999 and 2024, 9 studio albums, 1 EP, 1 soundtrack, 3 compilation albums, 65 singles. A lot of those albums have been in the top 10, estimated to have sold 80 million albums worldwide and 15 billion streams. So she well and truly has contributed to this collaborative legacy of this thing called music. Her acting career, 39 movies, and so she's well and truly crossed not into music but also into movies. She's renowned for her dancing, a bit of a chameleon with the way that she changes things up, and she's renowned for her technical skill. Having that Latin influence has certainly helped her. She is a polarizing international figure. She is a worldwide celebrity, absolutely. Every time the name Jennifer Lopez is mentioned, the world just sort of stands up and takes notice. Of the 596 nominations she's received, she's won 202 times and 6 Alma Awards, 10 Billboard Awards, and a few MTV Music Awards. She's also been nominated twice for a Grammy Award and twice for a Golden Globe Award, but haven't quite got there with that. So the links to those 9 clips are in the description below, and I've also included my last video from Jessie J. If you want to recap on her, feel free. Well, if this is your first time, the Life Reflections through Music, or you've come back for another one, how great to see everybody here. Next time we're going to get on to Bailey and the boys. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.